Hey guys, today, welcome back. My name's Chris. I'm gonna explain to you why I should have purchased this table saw accessory at least a decade ago. It's more like a table saw method of operation, so to speak. So let's just dive right in. This is the Jessem Clear Cut Stock Guides system. I do not have any footage of me installing this track because I had no clue I was gonna be making this video. However, upon using this to batch out 4 full sheets of French cleats, I have found that this is one of the handiest and one of the most, well, I don't know what you want to call it. It just is a game changer for me because it's unbelievably safe now. The fact that I'm ripping these things at a 45 over and over and over. Let me show you how it works. These are the blocks it comes with. They're very adjustable. You can see they've got wheels on one side. The wheels are pretty awesome because they allow material to run this way, but they will not let this pull back. And I'll show you that in a second. Everything is attached with T-track. You can see here, there's some knobs to do some micro adjusting and get these things dialed in. You just put them into this track. You can tighten this down for now because this will hold this wheel in place. Then you want to put these wherever you want. I like to put it about, I don't know, a few inches away from the blade, and then tighten these down. The second one you get as well does the same thing. So we're gonna do that now. Tighten those down as well. So now you basically see this system. Now, how you're gonna do this, let me show you how this works in real time before I give you an instruction. So check out this footage. So not only is this system going to give you repeated accurate cuts all the time, it also prevents the nastiest thing that can happen on a table saw besides cutting yourself, and that's kickback. Kickback is still very dangerous, and this is going to give you the best chance to have that not happen. You're going to tighten down these wheels a little bit below the surface of the wood, and then you see it allows it to go through the saw, but I can't, with all of my might, barely pull this thing out. That's a pretty awesome feature. Okay, another good feature about this is that these wheels here are actually tapered downwards and inwards towards this fence. Meaning, if I put a piece of stock not even touching the fence and I just start pushing, okay, look what happens. See that? I'm gonna move it out just to show you again. We're gonna push this. I've got about a 1/2 inch right here. I'm just gonna push this straight, and those wheels guide that piece of material straight into the fence. That is phenomenal, especially when you've got your blade at a 45 degree and the backside of the cut is getting that pressure from the blade spinning out this way, wanting to shove it this way. And honestly, this is unreal. I've used this now, I don't know, for a while. At least for 4 sheets of plywood and for a few other pieces of hardwood. And I will continue to be using this for the foreseeable future. It's that good of a product. I will link everything down below, and let's talk a little bit more about it real quick. So I was over at my friend Mike's workshop. He's actually a professional woodworker here in town, and he had this system on his table saw. I thought, what is this? He said, well, it's just the ultimate kickback preventer. It's definitely worth taking a look at, and I did. And I thought immediately, this needs to be in my shop. I work with plywood so much that it is definitely handy to keep this stuff nailed down to the table saw while I'm trying to actually push it through. And this system does that beautifully. The other aspect I bought this for is because well, you guys know I make French cleats quite a bit, and tilting your blade to 45 degrees can be a little bit scary. You know, there's a reason why I actually offer these and sell these is because it's not the easiest thing to do for your average maker. And if you're just getting into this space, it can be a little bit daunting. And it even is for me as well. But this prevents the pieces of wood from actually coming off the fence. Sometimes when you cut at a 45, and I'll explain this in a little bit too, the backside of the blade wants to pull the workpiece away from the fence, not towards it. And that's what makes it a little bit scary. This system allows, well, the ultimate in safety and security, and it's actually pretty compact. It will still allow me to get a push stick right through. And you can see here, I've cut quite a bit of cleats here. I was very busy this day. So let's say you got to use your table saw without this functionality right now. Pretty easily, you can loosen those 2 big set screws and move those pieces out of the way, giving you free and clear fence clearance. But let's say you want them completely gone. There's 2 more set screws that you remove the T-track, and then they're out of there. Now you just got your fence, you and your workpiece, like it never even was installed. Pretty awesome system. And if there was ever a doubt about the amount of cleats and 45-degree angle cuts that I make, well, here you go. Moving these from the shop to the shipping shed, pretty awesome stuff. And if there's any doubt about cleats being strong, this is the equivalent of 4 by 8 foot sheets of 3/4 inch plywood all stacked up in French cleat form, and they're being supported by, yep, you guessed it, 3 of my French cleat clamp brackets. And I don't think they're going anywhere. Pretty awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a few options here that I've used in the past. The first one being the mag switch featherboard. Now this is great because you can reposition it all over your saw. The first table saw that I ever had was a granite top rigid. Couldn't use any mag switches because it was made of stone. However, since the addition of my saw stop, I've been able to use mag switches quite a bit, and I do. And the featherboard got me through a lot of production of the French cleat manufacturing process that I was doing, and it did a great job. However, it doesn't have any force holding the board down. That is all required by me and my push sticks or whatever I've got going on. But it does work well, giving you nice pressure up against the fence to get really accurate cuts. The second one that I do recommend, if you don't want to go spend a whole bunch of money, again, the mag switch is probably, I think, in that $60 to $70 range, are the board buddies. Now these are, you know, I've seen a bunch of different prices. You'll see a picture here on the screen now. I think they're in between like 60 and 80 bucks as well. And they work really well too. However, there is quite a bit of setup when you get them, and to get them in place on each board that you're using. I've used those on a friend of mine's saw a few months ago. They work well as well. However, they're just not as convenient as the system that I showed you here, which is the one by Jessem. Now, this is not an expensive option, the board buddies. However, if you do want to upgrade to the Jessem jig here, or the apparatus, it is not cheap. It is about 250 bucks. I ordered mine through Amazon. It came within about a week or so, and it is a quality built apparatus here, man. It's awesome. Jig, guide, whatever you want to call it. It is, you can just tell the parts are machined. They are well thought out. All the knobs are knurled properly. It's a piece of art, really. And its functionality is fantastic as well. But you're paying that. You're paying for the premium, and you're paying for the convenience of how easy it is to set up, and how easy it is to take off, and how well it just gets out of the way. It's an awesome system. Again, like I said, not sponsored, but these are some of the options that I think are pretty good to keep you in probably the safest hands when operating your table saw, especially when you're doing that 45-degree angle cut or some other kind of precarious angle, whatever it might be. Now, all that being said, you can make things for yourself to do this as well. You can make shop jigs to go over your table saw that are adjustable to your liking, and I condone that, really. I think that's probably the best way of doing things. Sometimes making things for yourself that better your experience is kind of the way to go. That's kind of really fulfills that inner maker in all of us. But when you're running a business like I am now at this point, it's nice to have a really quality piece of equipment that you can just put in there and know it's going to do well day after day. And that's why I wanted to make this video for you guys. I hope this has brought some insight to you. If you've ever been scared to cut that 45-degree angle, don't be. You get something like this, use the mag switches, use the board buddies, or use something like this, the Jessem system, and you'll be good to go. And all being said, guys, if you don't want to cut those 45s and you want cleats in your shop, I still got you covered, okay? All right, guys, like I said, everything at Glimpse Inside is gonna be down below. We've got all kinds of products down there. We got a Patreon campaign. I don't talk about that too much, but it's there as well if you wanna check it out. Hope you got some value out of this quick little video. I'll see you next week for a more in-depth prototyping experience that I've had with my new CO2 Laguna laser. Again, that was something that I purchased as well because I knew it was integral to me to build this business, and man, oh man, has it been interesting to say the least. All good things. I'm learning a lot, but I've got a lot to share with you about the prototyping and how to develop things on that laser and to use it for personal use. Be looking for that next week. All right, guys, I'll see you now. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you next week. Y'all have a great day.